Hello and welcome to Finncast Studio tutorial. This tutorial is a very simple, um, small short tutorial on basically the layout of Finncast Studio. So starting from the top left, we've got 4 cameras. In the 4 cameras allows us to view the 4 cameras that are turned on, and beside it we've got player 1. This is video player 1 here, and it allows us to see what's going on up in video player 1, allows us to see remaining time and a progress bar of what's going on. Down on the second row here we've got virtual sets 1 to 3. Again, more information can be found in them and virtual sets tutorial video. We've got what we call box, which is a side by side view of 2 particular items, and we have player 2. On the right hand side going across we have the preview screen, which allows us to preview something before we switch it to the program out. Program out being what's going to be viewed by the end user as the final footage. Down on the second row here, in this area, we've got our switching keys, which allows us to switch from preview to specific items. You can see them change up here in the preview box, and as equally we have the same for the program out, and allows us pretty much to switch directly without any pull from the preview. It's like an override facility. And then on the right hand side over here we have what we call a transition bar. I'll just put this maybe onto fades just so we can see this clearly. So the transition bar basically here, by the way, is for switching, changing the type of transition that we're going to do. So this is a manual transition bar, and it allows us to manually transition from preview into the program. And here again we've got our downstream buttons, which allow us to downstream, which you'll see in the downstream tutorial video if you're not familiar with it. And here we've got our transitioning area, which allows us to take auto transition in something and to put on some effects like emboss or whatever the case may be, and change the background color that's going to be switched in background. Then here we've got a number of tabs. And in here we start with the camera controls, which allows us to turn on and off cameras and add a backdrop if we want it directly to the back of the camera. Chroma keys allows us to change chroma keys from cameras 1 to 4, players 1 to 2, and here's basically all the settings, how we turn it on and how we turn it off. Sets is our virtual sets. In this particular area it just allows us to move things around. It allows us to basically zoom in and zoom out to specific percentages. It goes up to 200%, and again this can all be seen in the particular tutorial video regarding virtual sets. Here we've got video players. And this is 2 video players, and allows us to individually pick a video file that we're going to watch, and here it allows us to select a video folder, and we can alternate between what's going to be in video players 1 and 2. Audio players allows us, if we want to have some audio tracks against our footage being recorded or broadcasted, it gives us an option of 2 audio players. Graphics, well, in the graphics we've got a logo and we've got images 1 to 2, allows us to have 2 individual images. Virtual screens again will be found in the tutorial video on virtual sets, allows us to choose what is going to be on virtual screens by simply clicking the item that we would choose to have. So moving over here we got a button tab called monitors, and allows us for external monitors, up to 5 external monitors. So if you're going to plug in, or if you needed to plug in, or if you just wanted to plug in some external monitors, allows you to switch to the external monitors everything that we see down here. It's like an extra viewing option. However, it's not really required because everything can be seen quite clearly in the software on a very large screen without really any additional monitors, and that's the principle of the layout, that we can see everything up here without requiring the extra monitors. But if it's something that's a requirement or it's needed for other staff members, the option is there. Lower thirds allows us to select lower thirds and create them, and basically switch from our lower third section over here on the right hand side. So again, this just allows us to transition in or out our lower third. And again, this can be watched in the lower third tutorial video. Box is the option to make changes to the box. Again, what we can see on it, and edit names and colors and backgrounds and stuff like that. Multi-camera view allows us to choose which sort of view we're going to have in the multi-camera, whether it's going to be 4-camera view, a 3-camera view, or 2-camera view. And then in the settings area, as of the making of this video, this is just a simple button at the moment that allows us to back up the database that keeps all the information regarding our virtual sets and chroma key settings, etc., so we don't have to keep setting them every time we open up the software. And again, we can restore the database. It's always good to back it up if you've got your sets set up nicely and other settings that you'd like to keep on a regular basis. Then over on the right hand side here, we've got our audio mixer that allows us to control volumes and fade-ins, fade-outs, mute of players 1, players 2, and they're the video players, and the audio players 3 and 4, the two that we saw, and microphone volume is of the making of this video does absolutely nothing, but will be implemented in a free upgrade in the near future. There's the master volume switch, which is the main volume for your sound card, and here we've got a fade in, fade out speed of how long it takes to do a fade in or fade out. And then the level here is how far that it actually goes up, but again, you'll find this in other tutorials. Down on the right hand side, we have our settings for recording, where we actually can record, and various settings for the recording itself, like the screen size, video format, frame and threads. And we've got equally quite similar for video streaming, which allows us to stream to various sites like YouTube, Twitch, Ustream, and so on, and even custom ones of your own making. Okay, so that pretty much brings us to the layout of Finncast Studio, and it just gives you an idea of what everything is supposed to do, and then more in-depth tutorials on the specific items can be found. So again, thank you for watching, and the website to view all information regarding our products is www.simtouch.eu. Bye now.